The doctors wrote it down as schizophrenic tendencies.
A clinical phrase for what they couldn't explain. But when a second psychiatrist looked closer, he found something far worse. A 16-year-old who didn't hear voices, didn't believe in the crosses he carved, and killed simply to watch the light leave their eyes. Even before he committed these brutal killings, Celestrino was known to be an odd person with strange tastes. According to sources, Celestrino would sleep in graveyards, had an abnormal attraction for necrophilia, blood, and serial killers. Somewhere along the way in his life, he even became the head of a Satanist cult. Celestrino was a shy boy during his high school days who was always achieving good marks. Nonetheless, while Celestrino was maintaining his normal behavior, he was bullying black kids, referring to them as inferior. The reason behind Celestrino's murder was none other than Francisco de Assis Pereira, whom Celestrino took as his idol and rival at the same time. In addition to having a poster of him in his room, Celestrino once vowed to beat his record of body counts. In the evening of July 24, 2008, Celestrino perpetrated his first ever recorded murder by killing an unfortunate mason called Catalino Gardina. After the murder, he placed the body of his victim in the shape of a cross and wrote INRI over the corpse, a clear indication of the Latin phrase Iesus Nazarenus Rex Judaeorum, which means Jesus of Nazareth, King of the Jews. During the subsequent month, Celestrino committed his next murder on Leticia de Oliveira as she was making her way to meet her friends. Leticia was attacked by Celestrino using a knife and taken to a burial ground where he strangled her to death. The body of Leticia was found near her house and placed in a shocking manner, naked in a crucifix formation lying on top of the grave. It was this method of killing the victims that made the investigators think that there could be a serial killer roaming about. Despite all this, another occurrence followed just a month later. A girl named Carla ignored the warnings and decided to venture out at night from her home. As she tried to make a phone call, Celestrino threatened her using a knife. She was taken to a deserted place by him, and there she had to undergo a 2-hour-long interrogation by him, after which she was set free unharmed. This pattern of increasingly brazen attacks, combined with the ritualistic elements of the murders, established Celestrino as a particularly dangerous criminal whose actions had profound psychological effects on the community. About 1 month after that, Celestrino departed from his prior modus operandi by killing Glycida Silva by way of strangling her on October 6th. An interesting thing about this crime is that there was a piece of paper near her corpse which had apparently random letters on it. However, when decoded correctly, they spelled Inferno. Her body was found the next day, causing rumors to spread all around the neighborhood. Among other things, it was rumored that there existed a must-kill list. In the course of the investigation, 2 major digital clues were found. The first was that a certain message was posted to Silva's social networking site from someone whose name was Doghell666 saying, "The dead can't receive scraps, you sickos." The second was that an unknown number kept making calls to Silva's mobile phone. It was through forensic examination that it was found out that not only was Doghell666 really Celestrino, but so was the unknown number calling him. As the investigation progressed, authorities also apprehended members of Celestrino's satanic cult, as they were found to have knowledge of his criminal activities yet failed to report them. When questioned about his motives, Celestrino offered contradictory explanations, claiming that he killed to help his victims find God, while simultaneously asserting that he was an atheist despite his professed Satan worship. However, many years down the line, Celestrino escaped from prison on March 3, 2013 and headed for Paraguay, but he was soon apprehended. He engaged in another violent act on September 20th, 2015 when, while in prison custody, he threw food at his fellow prisoners and physically attacked a prison guard using a broken broomstick that had been sharpened. 1 year down the line, he had yet another psychotic outburst in which he tried to attack prison guards with a fork while taunting himself because of his infamy and asserting himself to be above everyone else. There was a specific behavioral pattern that Celestrino had developed when going after his victims, since he usually moved around the streets at night on the 24th day of each month, except the third victim, who he killed on October 6th, namely Gleis Kelly da Silva. In order to make his presence frightening and enable him to commit his deeds, he chose to have a particular look that comprised a black coat, makeup on his face for frightening his victims, and gloves. Once a victim was found, Celestrino would take him or her to an unpopulated and secluded place using force and while intimidating the person with a pocket knife. In such secluded places, Celestrino would interrogate or interview the victim, collecting private data from the person and then deciding whether he or she was worthy of life or death. The main thing upon which Celestrino based this decision was whether the victim was pure, since Celestrino killed those who were considered unclean. His mode of executing these crimes was different according to his victims. His first murder involved both stabbing in the heart and smothering by covering his victim's head with a trash bag. With his subsequent killings, he switched from using stabbing to strangling his victims. In addition to executing his victims through strangulation and stab wounds, he would later disrobe his dead victims, but for an undisclosed reason. It is speculated that this action was related to his necrophilic tendencies. To further desecrate the body of his victim, he positioned them in a crucified form, earning him the name Cross Killer. Celestrino even had a set of his own trophies that included clothes belonging to Gleis Kelly da Silva, the bracelet worn by Leticia de Oliveira, some press cuttings related to his murders, and even a document containing the names of his victims with information regarding whether they were dead or saved. In this case, only Carla was saved.